So anyway, I says to the guy, which one of you is real dirty Dan? And then I proceeded to beat the ever-living fuck out of this sea star relentlessly. It was just terrible. And then when I was done doing that, I said to the guy, I said, hey buddy, you ready to do a podcast with us?
Yes, you didn't have to beat me up. My name's not even. It's Eddie, man. Not even Dan.
Oh, oh Dan, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry about that beating I just unleashed upon you.
My name's not Dan.
Which one of y'all's a real dirty Dan? See y'all wearing my pubic hair as facial hair.
Oh, you
Hey,
got weird. You got too weird now.
I get weird there. Okay, you know what? We'll scratch that one off. I'll throw that one out of
Erase,
the
erase it and post.
erase. Yeah, okay, I'll do that. And if I don't, then I just leave it in. You know, we're just
Sure.
gonna have a fun night tonight. We're if we talk about pubic hair and stuff being used as facial hair,
What about
oh,
buttholes?
buttholes. You mean like what our today's non-sponsor happens to be to start the show off?
Yes.
Oh man, everyone, listen to this. Last week, I hope y'all had the chance to try out the product that we were showcasing. It was a nice product for you lady listeners out there. Today, this episode is not necessarily brought to you by, but is being featured as today's product. It happens to be the edible anus milk Belgian chocolate gift. That's right, folks. You can order yourselves from Amazon a chocolate wrinkly butthole.
Looks like two of them. You
You
get
can
two.
get a couple, yeah. I mean,
How many do you get? Hang on.
I actually think I was reading on this. There's milk
6.
chocolate ones. Yeah, there's
Nice.
a couple. They're for the wonderful price. It was 14.77, but through today's deal, if you type in the Adam and Eddie Dumb Show for the promo code, that won't work. Don't.
You
You
could
can
try
try
it
it.
though.
I'm just saying, try it to see
If
if
it
it
works,
happens.
let
But
us know.
yeah, but today you can get it for 13.59. It's a wonderful, wonderful product. You know.
However,
Uh,
however,
there's a however.
it is a milk chocolate product, but the warning does say it may contain traces of nuts. Sorry, they might.
I'm sorry. I only paid for anus. Trace, traces of nuts. It even says in parentheses, sorry, they just bite.
Can we see a picture of the person who molded these?
Uh, you know, it's funny. I'm going down into the customer questions and answers. Question number one: can we see a picture of the person who modeled these?
Your
Answer:
mom did.
your mom. Ah, sweet. Oh, this one. I like
Some
this one.
some
Question.
people are really mad about it.
They are. It's I. Some people want to know whose anus this is. Is it like a tree where if you count the wrinkles, you can tell how old they are?
Sanus has 37 wrinkles.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
do any of the butt nuggets have nuts in them or corn? Tried some from another seller and they tasted like crap. Answer: sadly, no nuts or corn. These things are tiny. 3 for $10 and they're smaller than a quarter. Guy, I don't know how big you think buttholes are,
I
but
mean,
I don't know
what?
if I've seen many that are bigger than a quarter.
How many buttholes have you seen, Eddie?
At least one.
At least one,
Two.
two. Okay, yeah. In person, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a few, and I'll tell you
So
what, quarter, quarter size. That's
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 pretty
probably
big.
about it. Yeah, yeah.
Trying to
Half.
find a quarter laying around and
I would have to think like if there was somebody with like a $50 one walking around, that one's
it's been
probably go to the
used.
doctor. Is is there a hemorrhoid version with cherries?
Gross.
Just the cherry filling coming out. It comes actually with this white cream that you can put on it to kind of make it feel a little better. Prepper. It's It's preparation H.
Where can I find the mold to make this? Somewhere online.
So somewhere online. Just
Kind of. Oh my god. Can I get one of King Kong's anus? Wanted to send some to Denzel. And then the answer is, "Don't waste your money. Came completely melted." This person is upset that they came melted, and I bet he ordered them in the summer.
I'm looking at the reviews. A lot of these are saying melted. That's ridiculous. Yeah, it was.
Probably the same guy that just made 25 accounts.
I I
I
would
hate,
suggest
I hate this
this product. It came all melted, so I mean I ate them, but just wasn't as good. I wish it looked more like an anus. Uh, Here's a review. Nothing better than feeling the wrinkles of an anus in your mouth for $10.
product.
From
I mean,
England, for some reason, I
that's pretty
want
cheap.
American anus.
Can't
you
find a
know,
better deal than that. ten
yeah, I
dollars
mean,
to lick some butthole.
yeah, the review goes on. Tastes good. Only problem is, if you plan to eat them out of their anatomical area, make sure you know where the chocolate ends and the fudge begins. Yeah, I mean, you want to use them for sexy time? Go for it, but I mean, make sure they're not melted. That would not be good. It wouldn't work. So, yeah, people today, get on your good old friend Amazon there. Jeffrey Bezos. He's making this available to everyone for the low price of 13.59.
Hmm.
So,
Maybe they're
yeah,
Bezos buttholes.
that's probably it. Think about it. That's Jeff Bezos' butthole. You're eating right there. All right, we'll have this. We'll throw this up on our Twitter page here at some point if we remember to. If we forget, so what?
I'll do it.
Screw
I'll
you
do it right
guys.
now. I'll do it
He's
right
gonna
now.
do it right now. Everyone, prepare to
Copy.
see those anuses.
As soon as I navigate my phone.
I'm not very good at Twitter, people. I'll tell you that much. If you see stuff on Twitter, it's probably probably Eddie putting it up because I am an old man and I don't know how these new fandangle things work. It's just the way it is. Uh, so we'll get that up on there for all of you guys to purchase your own set. Make sure when you do purchase them, get them. Send us pictures of you eating them. That
Tweet it
sounded
out.
weird.
There we go.
That sounds kind of weird. Do we really want to see our viewers eating these anus, milk chocolate, Belgian anuses?
Um, if they
Uh,
do, I hope it's messy and melted.
yeah. Okay. All right. So now that we got that out of the way, Eddie, how you been, man? It's been a little bit since we last did our podcast here.
My cough's almost 100% gone.
Ooh,
It's trying to come back
what's the
with a
cause?
vengeance, but I'm telling it to heck off. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I haven't really been doing anything. I've been pretty lame the last
Well,
2 weeks.
I
I
saw.
don't even know if I went to the movies since we last.
Yeah, nah, neither have I. That's all right though. I don't go to movies theaters very often unless
I
it's
do.
a big production movie.
I'm going tomorrow to
You know,
see. Well, today I'm
I
going this
get
weekend to see the Eternals.
okay, all right, yeah. Get some good old Angelique Jolie action, right? She's in it. Uh,
Kit Harrington,
yeah,
that other
both
that other guy from Game of Thrones.
both the Stark brothers are in it, right?
Hopefully they both keep their heads through this one.
Bullshit. I hate. I want to go back and watch that Game of Thrones series, but I don't know if I have the time to uh, uh, put that kind of time into watching it again.
What have I done? What about you? What have you done the last few weeks while I try and rack my brain that didn't involve work?
Yeah, we have been just working every day. We're actually going to Ohio Pile tomorrow. Do you know where that's at?
Ohio Pile. I've heard of it, but I've never been, and I'm way closer than you are.
Yeah, well, it's down. It's close to Pittsburgh. It's Macy and I's 11th. anniversary. We were supposed
Oh,
to do something last year for our 10th anniversary, but guess what? That didn't happen.
COVID.
COVID happened. Yeah. Uh, so, so we're going to Ohio Pile. It's this pretty cool area. Um, I think it's like southeast of Pittsburgh. It's got this pretty sweet, like huge river that runs through it. There's these falls in the middle of it. Um, there's that one house. It's called Falling Waters, I believe, is what it's called, by that famous architect, like Frank
Oh yes, yes,
Lloyd
yes, yes, yes.
Webber guy. I think
Yeah.
is what his name is. Andrew Lloyd Webber.
I'm gonna be
But
honest. I'm gonna be honest.
uh-huh.
I just assumed Ohio Pile was gonna be in Ohio.
I thought so too. I honestly did. I'm like, why are they calling this Ohio Pile? This doesn't make sense. Not even close.
Closer to Maryland.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Maryland
fun though.
Pile.
Yeah, yeah. Leaving first thing in
So,
the morning,
so I have a
you know.
question.
Yeah.
You are the second of my friends who Sigourney and I are starting to think are possibly insane.
hmm Okay.
You
All right.
know it's like
I can
November.
confirm that already, by
You
the way.
know it's like November, and you're going to do
Yeah.
camping things basically.
Well, I'll
Uh,
tell you,
it's pretty nipply out there.
I like it.
You might have to skate on the river.
We're not going in the river at all. That's that is, yeah. Freezing cold temperature is going to be for the river, but it's not going to be so cold where you have to like be super bundled up and stuff. We actually like being a little more on the cold side than the hot side. So I myself, always like colder places than hot places. So,
I usually like cold at home, but if I'm going somewhere, I it's usually in the Mexico region. So
mm, hmm yeah, yeah. We sleep with a fan on in the middle of winter.
yeah, yeah. There's
Fan in the window.
oh no, I can't
Yeah.
do that.
Uh-huh.
That'll
Yep.
murder me.
Oh, I will say that it is freezing cold the first thing in the morning, and I never want to get out of bed because of it.
Speaking of murder,
Yeah.
did you do anything for Halloween? The trick or treating?
Yeah.
Watch some scary movies?
You know me, I'm not a very big scary movie kind of guy. I get scared. So,
Ernest
um,
Scared Stupid?
uh, we didn't watch any. I remember though last year we watched that Adam Sandler one, that Hubie
Hubie
Halloween.
Halloween?
Yeah, it's like, oh well, it's like it was all right. It wasn't anything. It was a Netflix
Yeah,
movie. What do you
yeah.
expect? You know,
It was a Netflix movie and a
and a Sandler movie.
yeah.
So it was fun, I guess. You take it for what it's worth. It's
Yeah,
just
I
a
had
fun
fun.
movie.
I've
Yeah.
never watched it again, but
No, exactly. I never need to watch it again, but I watched it and I was like, it wasn't as bad as that other one where he played himself, Jack and Jane or whatever it's called.
I didn't even watch that. I seen the trailer and I was like, nope. This
You
uh
no, you have to watch it.
oh,
Don't say that. Turn around. You have to go
get
watch it.
back in the
Just
car.
just
All
to
right,
say you can watch it. Just to
hang on.
say I did watch it.
Watch Jack and Jill. Okay.
Jack and Jill. Yeah. So
Uh,
that way
did,
you can come back.
did you guys go trick or treating with the kids? Did
We
you
did. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
family themed outfits?
No, no, we didn't.
Chi
Just
Chi, Goku, and the kids,
I
or
wish. I wish Anders would be little Vegeta. That would have been great. But no, he was a little skeleton boy. Pretty cool. He had a top hat and all that. Rylan was an evil clown. She didn't want to be a cute clown. She's like, Daddy, I want to be an evil clown.
sounds like a smart
She
kid.
she's very dark. She is, and it's perfect. It fits her well. So yeah, she had a good time with it. Anders got a lot of candy that I'm eating. So yeah,
uh,
exactly.
I forget how old's Rylan. I forget.
Mm. Hold on. You
Oh,
asked me a question when I'm drinking.
well, I'll take a drink too then.
Yeah, take it's drink time, everyone. Um, Rylan will be 9 years old on
Fine.
December
Oh,
4th.
so you still
Uh,
got some time.
a
You
month
got some.
away.
You got some time before you got to worry about a carton of eggs going missing, or
Yeah. There's no corning or TPing or egging going on. It's where I never see it to begin with anymore these days. People don't do that.
So you should help bring it back,
I think it
maybe.
should. I could remember like as you know when we were kids, there's a place in Punxsutawney called the Mill. It sold feed and all that for farms, but it's like also like the local gun shop and all that too. So like a very farmy gun store area, but like you could go there and just get huge packs of corn, and they knew if you were a kid just showing up, that's what you were doing, getting
Like,
bags of corn to go corning. And they didn't care. They're like, "Yep, here you go, kids. Have fun."
are these whole pieces of corn on the cob, or are
Corn,
you just getting,
corn cobs. Yes, that's we
or are
just
you just
chuck.
getting handfuls of seed?
It was full ears of corn, and you just huck them at these people's windows and bust them open. Yeah, it was hilarious.
We
Everyone,
should,
the people would be like, "You kids, little scamps,
we
throwing
could write a movie about that. Um, Instead of Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, Attack
mm,
of the Killer Corn Cobs,
corn cobs, children of the corn cobs."
Corn Cob Killers.
Corn. Yeah,
Spelled with a C, all C's, triple C's.
yes, yeah, triple C's.
Can't go the other way.
No, nope, not at all. uh, but you don't see that. You don't see kids doing that. I would be surprised even if I saw a little kernel of corn just sitting on the sidewalk. I'd be like, all right, somebody's keeping the traditions alive. But no, it's sad. Sad. It's probably COVID,
COVID killed pranking.
corning.
Corning.
Yep, for
Damn.
sure.
Damn.
Yeah. But Macy and I did have thoughts about what we would have been. Did you ever watch the show Yosemite or Yellowstone? It's Yellowstone. I keep saying Yosemite, but it's
No, you
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 know.
told me. I think you told me about it in one of the first
Holy
episodes.
crap! You gotta
And
watch it.
what's? Let me see what it's on.
It's
Yellowstone.
about to start again.
It's on.
Uh,
I don't have Paramount.
do you have Comcast?
I do, but
Just say it into your word. Just say it into your remote and say Yellowstone. Um, I don't. We don't have Paramount Plus either, but we were still able to play it. So I wonder if it's included in your Comcast
I'll
deal.
have to look. I'll add that to
Yes,
Jack and Jill.
good. Jack and Jill and
Um,
Yellowstone. Well, there's two
so,
characters on Yellowstone that we were going to go as, but I won't tell you what they are because you
hang,
haven't watched it.
hang on. Let me.
But for our listeners who have watched it, we were going to go. I was going to go
You were
as
going to go
Beth.
as. Oh, damn it! I was going to say Beth and Rip Wheeler.
Yep, I was going to go as Beth, and no, Macy was going to be Beth. I was going to be Rip, and I feel like we could have pulled that off really well. But so maybe next year,
Now you need to be John Dutton.
John, he's a hard ass. He is. But
Tell them kids to get to corning.
hey, you kids out here on the ranch, we go corning every Halloween. All right. I can't. I can't do a good Kevin
Wh-
Costner impersonation.
I'm sure they're tired of it by now, but are we sure it's Kevin Costner? And it's not.
It's Jeff Daniels.
It's Jeff Daniels.
Jeff Daniels. Everyone says Kevin Costner, but it's Bill Paxton.
I thought it was going to be our old buddy from Australia, London.
Oh, you know what? You could be right now that I think about it.
He did really good as Daniel Craig.
He did. And here, let me just channel him real quick. Let me get him on the
Take a
let me get
drink.
him on the
Take a drink.
cast. Let me get him on the cast real quick. Hold on. I'll be right back. He's gonna put the microphone on.
This is great, guys. You should be lucky to be able to hear Jason Statham in your ear holes every other week.
Hey, what the fuck's going on over here?
Uh,
Y'all talking about me?
we were just praising you for how good you are in Yellowstone,
Yellowstone, yeah.
Mr. Statham.
I played that all the time, all right? No me. I go out there, I ride them horses. I I I fuck around with them cowboys all day. No
Now,
me.
now to get up on the horse, are you doing that yourself, or are they like picking you up like a small child to put you on?
Let me tell you something. I learned a lot about riding animals on my days with the Meg.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
same thing. All right, no me. It's the same thing. Get on that Meg, getting on a horse. It's just the Meg's a little bigger.
So it's CG.
No, the horse is a CG, but the Meg was real. No me, no me. All right. So I was on the Meg, and I thought to myself, this ain't too bad. I could do this. I could do this riding a horse. Give me some of that horse poon.
Oh my god. I don't think you want to get any of that. That seems illegal in a lot of places.
Listen, you know what they called it when I was on the Meg? Harpooning. All right, everybody, I'm out. I
Time
got to
it's
go
time
back.
for you.
All right. Thanks, Jason.
Oh
Hey,
my
see you
god.
next time. See you, buddy. Yeah. Oh, so that
You
was
need
that
to you
was
need to
nice.
you need to maybe not let him in your house as much.
I don't have any choice in the matter. He just shows up, and what am I
Did
gonna
you
do?
not hear what he was just talking about?
Something about horses
He
and
wants to have sex with the horses. You have children
well,
in your home.
first of all, what were the horses wearing?
Oh my god. Saddles.
Well,
Dang. Okay.
anyway, yeah, it's we're not here to shame anybody. We're not here to shame.
You
This
can
isn't
shame. You can
just.
shame me. You can shame me.
Well,
Um,
yes, I have. And why?
uh,
Why would I though?
Animal Crossing. Speaking of
Mm,
horses, those bitchy neighbors. Forget
yeah.
her name, but she's purple and I hate her.
Oh, you got a horse neighbor.
I
Okay,
did
all
have
right.
a horse neighbor.
Animal Crossing. Let's get into this. Let's give our listeners a backstory here. So this Animal Crossing game is for the Switch. All right.
Good lord, 413 villagers.
It's
Go
got
ahead.
it came out right at the beginning of
Literally
quarantine.
the perfect time for this game.
Yeah, perfect time for this game. It's a game about doing nothing basically that has, there's no real end game to it. It's not like a fighting game or anything. It's just you get put on this island and you get to build your house on it, and you owe this raccoon tons of money for
A crook.
drugs
A
or
crook.
something like that.
A
Yeah,
crook.
he's a crook. He really is. Tom Nook the crook. That's why Nook rhymes with crook. But so yeah, it was super super popular when it first came out because people have been waiting for this installment actually to come for a long while, and it finally did. Um, but I got it, the day one, and I said, Rylan, we're gonna start an island together, you and I. It's gonna be great because she can be on it, have her own house, and do her own things, and I can be on it. And I was I told Rylan that I was the supreme leader of the island, so of Scuzzland, by the way. Scuzzlebutt is my character, and Scuzzland is the island that we live on. So, um, yeah, it was good and all that. I progressed a lot further than she did, but I helped her out a lot of times. But then something happened.
What happened,
She
Adam?
she fucked up my island.
Oh my god.
She did.
She remodel it all?
She cut down every freaking tree on the island.
She had a plan, I'm sure.
It was looking so good. I had this island. I was sculpting it and doing everything, and making it look really cool. I was getting online and looking up like different things to make it look cool, and she just bulldozers over
Oh my
everything.
god.
And that's when I decided, well, I don't think I'm going to put much more effort into this.
uh,
Ah,
so I got that maybe 2 weeks into COVID,
hmm, yeah.
and but Sigourney and I each have our own Switch.
Oh,
So
okay.
so like
You have your own
I,
islands then.
yeah, so my account is on her Switch, so she can play it, and then her account is on my Switch. It's
Oh,
there's a way to loop it to where you
okay.
can have both accounts on the Switch, and
Okay.
one of them needs Wi-Fi to be able to access the games, and the other can access it normally.
Okay.
So
Oh,
so
okay.
she has the one
You're
that
doing
doesn't need Wi-Fi, and I have
doing some black magic fuckery on these things,
yeah,
huh?
yeah. So we're only buying one copy of Animal Crossing, and we have two copies basically
Okay. All right.
with our own saves. But we literally we probably sunk like 200 hours into that thing from like April to July,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
and then like the restrictions started to like kind of relax, so we
Mm-hmm.
were like just
Yeah.
able to like leave the house, and I haven't touched mine probably since last October. So
That was the thing. You it,
terrified to see what my island even looks like.
weeds all over the place.
Hope,
At least you probably still
hope
have trees.
hopefully Renee left. Well, so I had tore all my trees down. Um, I'd gotten hard into the selling of the onions. What are they called?
Oh yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Turnips.
Turnips.
Yeah.
And I had
Yeah.
like I probably had like 200 million bells to my name with my house fully paid off.
Jeez.
Because I would go, some people would post in Reddit like, "Hey, my bells are selling for like 999 per." They'd be
Oh,
like, I'd be like, "All right, I'm coming. I'll
I'll
drop
be
off.
right over.
I'll give you a good percentage of it, and I'll keep the other part."
Man,
And
that turnip racketeering, man.
so
Oh.
I had like maybe six of each tree, and that was it on my island. And I had them in like a little park area.
Oh. This is the park. This is the environmental park. We're taking care of this area. Yep.
But I might actually have to turn it on now that we're talking about, just to see if that bitch Renee left.
Well, yeah, and that was the other thing that Rylan would send all of our people away.
just
He'd be
make them
like,
mad and block them out.
"Dad, I sent Tiffany home." It's like, "What?
Let
I didn't like her."
me see
Okay,
Who
whatever.
Tiffany was. Tiffany.
Tiffany was cool.
Oh, that's a cool looking bunny.
Mhm.
Damn.
Yeah, I liked having her around. I mean, so,
Well,
but
she's gone now.
she gone now. Yeah, she's gone now. Um,
Here we go again.
did you did you get to the part where like you could get like an upstairs and a downstairs for your house and all
Yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah. I have
Okay, all right. I didn't know if
yep,
that was like part of a newer update that you haven't been on or not.
yeah, yeah. I have
So,
upstairs, downstairs, in like a kitchen side. Well, I think I made it into a kitchen, but I have a room to the left, right, and back.
okay, yeah. I don't have the downstairs yet. I just got the upstairs.
Mm.
I get onto it every once in a while now. My favorite thing to do is just go fishing.
Yeah, that's
That's
what I
all I
would
do.
do. Whenever I would turn it on, when I slowed down, I would turn it on for the new like month to see if I could find a fish I didn't have.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
whenever when the sharks came out, I was like, "Yeah, let's get all these sharks." And I was like, stupid sea bass, I'm done."
yeah. That's sea bass always screw you over. You think it's a nice big fish in the ocean there, but nope, sea bass. But so it was fun while it lasted, but it's not fun anymore to me. So I just pass on it.
I seen there's a first person view for it now though.
What?
I don't know if you saw that. You can go in your house in first person view.
No way.
Yep, that's how they
All
get
right,
you. That's how
that's
they
it. I'm
get you.
gonna have to. That's it. I'm going. I'm getting back in. Getting back in.
That's how they get you.
I'll get back in for a couple days, and I'll be like, all right, well, that was fun while it lasted. So yeah. Um. Hey, you want to hear a story?
I do.
Let's switch gears here. But before we do, just
I
wanna
was gonna. I was hoping we were gonna remind everybody about today's daily sponsor.
today's
Weekly.
daily sponsor, weekly, whatever day, is the edible anus milk chocolate Belgian gift, and I
Oh,
will I will say the the name of that in any way I feel like it. The edible milk anus Belgian chocolate. The edible chocolate anus milk Belgian. It's basically it's an anus that you can eat.
I guess I
It'll,
should. I'm gonna retweet this because didn't realize I left the copy of the thing in there. Copy link. I left the second part of the title in there.
oh, yeah. I mean, second part of the title is non. Yeah. Second part of the title. Rude, gay, naughty, anal novelty sweets.
Unless you think it's fine.
I mean, that's fine. Why do you have to include that? I don't think that's necessary. I don't think you have to be one way or the other to eat these. I think
You
it's for
you have to be
everybody.
you have to be all like three: rude, gay, and naughty.
Is that
Otherwise, these aren't for you, pal.
eh, another top review? Better eaten the traditional way. Secret Santa? Tell you what, get yourself a pack of these and put them out on the Thanksgiving tray.
Oh yes,
Thanksgiving tray. Put
for
them out.
Granny, for
Yeah,
Granny.
just some sweet treats before the turkey comes out, and it'll be delicious. Everyone will enjoy it. Just don't let them know who it's modeled after.
Yeah, right.
Don't go making homemade ones. Is what I'm trying to say. Buy these ones. They are professionally made.
If you do make homemade ones, let us know how you did it.
Let us know. Yeah. Pictures are not necessary for that one.
Yeah, just a quick like notepad instruction.
Yeah. You can draw a picture. Draw a picture.
Ah, fuck! I hit my elbow.
Oh, great. And you're going down on the podcast already. Can't continue anymore. Here to
Going
sign
down
off.
like eating some edible anus milk Belgian chocolates.
Hey, if you're going down, eat some edible anus. All right, enough of that. Let's do this here. So remember on the first podcast, everyone, I was talking about my tattoos that I got on my arm here. They are they're Viking inspired tattoos. Um, you may say to yourself, Adam, why are you getting Viking tattoo stuff? It's not because of the show Vikings. It's not because I was a super fan of that show, which I was. I am. But I do have some
Nor is it because
Swedish,
God of War is great.
and God of War is also great. But no, it actually, to me, it actually speaks to me more because of my part of my heritage. I'm part Swedish, and my great aunt Eva, who passed away a couple years ago, she actually still spoke Swedish, and she taught us like a dinner prayer that we could say in Swedish and all that. But um, not that Sweden is a huge place for Vikings. Um, Denmark, Norway, Iceland are actually like more known for their Viking stuff, but you don't have to be Viking to be into like Norse mythology and shit like that. So it's not like, I think I'm a Viking because I have like Viking stuff on me. In fact, it's not really Viking, it's Norse mythology stuff. And so I thought I'd share with you because a lot of people who watch uh, Vikings and all that, they're like, oh yeah, I know who Thor is because he was on, he's Marvel, he's in all those Marvel movies and stuff. He's got his own movies, whatever his name is, Patrick Hemsworth. Pretty sure his name is that.
Patrick,
Is it Patrick Hemsworth?
Chris.
Hey, Peter. No, no, yeah. Well, first of all, the 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 actual Norse mythology god of Thor, God Thor was not
Right. Nice and
some.
chunky.
Yeah, he's not the god of war, chunky guy either, though that they're saying.
Nope.
But
He's
but
fat to me now.
I mean, that's fine. That's just their own rendition. Maybe this is like later on in the God's life where he's like kind of just stopped.
Giving up.
Yeah, but no. Um, Thor was, according to the stories and all that. There's no like actual. There's not like a Bible for Norse mythology or anything like that. The Vikings and the Norse people, they didn't write down anything. It was all just told through stories. So there's a lot of different thoughts and versions that are out there. Um, the things that you can read are from like English people who, back in the day, were like the Englishmen and all that, who were like recounting and actually writing down the stories. So, um, but Thor was actually red haired, long beard, red hair, um, quick to anger. He was like just ready to fight anything and everything. If he saw something that he thought he could try and fight, he'd do it without a hesitation. It wasn't like this, you know, uh, Chris Hemsworth, like super suave kind of, cool dude guy. He was like a badass, like, I'm going to fight that thing over there for no reason, just because I want to beat it up. You know,
Nice.
you follow me
I,
on that?
I am following. Yes.
Okay. So the story that I want to tell you is how he came to have his hammer, which is in Norse mythology called Mjolnir. Okay, it's cool. It's how you spell it. It's Mjolnir. Mjolnir. Okay, so this story is is taken from I have an audio book that I bought from an author who's done a lot of work in reading a bunch of the old things, like the Poetic Edda is what it's called. That was one of the things that like the old English people had written down. So this story is traditionally called Treasures of the Gods. All right, you ready for this?
I am.
Okay. This will have to do with Thor, his wife, whose name is Sif, 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 and Loki. All right. Now Loki, he himself is is like the trickster. He is always like just doing things for the hell of it because it's funny, and but he also helps the gods a lot at the same time. But it's always him fucking around and screwing up stuff. So here's how the story starts. All right, Thor wakes up next to his wife Sif. He looks over at her and he sees she's gone completely bald. He says, Sif, what the fuck happened to your hair? And she says, What do you mean? And she looks into a mirror. All her hair is gone. She starts screaming. Sif is like the most beautiful of the goddesses, in Norse mythology. And now she has no hair. You know what Thor says? The first thing he says after he realizes what's going on, he says, Where the fuck's that Loki at? I got to go find him. So he marches over to Loki's house. He barges through the door and he finds Loki just laying on the couch sleeping. And he picks him up. He says, What did you do to my wife's hair? He might have turned into Jason Statham. I'm going to use Jason as his voice because I like it. What'd you do to my wife's hair? And Loki says, What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about, but he's got like this smirk on his face, he knows.
Mm.
And and Thor's like, I swear to fucking God, right now, you better fix this shit, or every 5 minutes, I'm going to break every bone in your body.
Oh,
Okay. It's like, because the gods heal pretty quickly,
yeah.
so,
Yeah.
but they still feel pain and shit. So he's going to feel every bone in his body breaking if he doesn't fix this. And Loki's like, listen, you can't just grow hair out of nowhere and just have it, that's not how any of this works. And he says, you better find a way to fix this because shit ain't going to be good for you. So Loki says, all right, I have an idea. So what Loki does is he goes to the land of the dwarves. All right, so dwarves are known for their mastery of creating weapons and cool gifts and shit. So he goes to these two dwarfs. They're called the Sons of Ivaldi. I have no idea who the hell Ivaldi is. He must be some prominent dwarf character, but these two dwarfs are pretty well known in the dwarf gift making arena, you know.
Mhm.
So he says to them, he says, "I think you guys need to hear this. There's two other dwarves out there by the name of Atri and Brock. Have you ever heard of them?" The Sons of Ivaldi are like, "Yeah, we've heard of them." He says, "Well, they think they can make gifts better than you can. And they've challenged you to create three gifts for the gods, and they think they can beat you in that." And the Sons of Ivaldi looked at each other and were like, "Those guys could. I wouldn't even trust them to put a shoe on my horse." So they said, "You're on. Tell them they're on. We'll do it. Gotcha." So then, nothing can be easy with Loki. He says to them, "All right, I don't care what you make, but at least one of them has to be golden hair. Okay, beautiful flowing golden hair that will never go out. All right." So they're like, "Okay, whatever, sounds good." So then Loki goes to Atri and Brock. Now, did you ever play God of War? The remake a little bit
Yes,
ago?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
So Atri and Brock are in that. They're the ones who are craft the
Yeah, the brothers
no.
that are separated.
Yep. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
So so he goes to them and he basically says the opposite, to them. He says, "Hey, the Sons of Vivaldi have challenged you guys to make these gifts for the gods, and they think they can do better than you." So Atri, he's kind of like he's the guy that does all the hard work, labor stuff, in the technical stuff in making the gifts. And he says, "All right, I'll do that." And Brock also agrees. Brock's like the first guy that you meet in God of War, of the two brothers. And he says, "All right, we'll take you up on this." But Brock, he had a he had a sense of foul play in the air. So he says, "But I'll tell you what, if we win, we also get your head, Loki." Because he
Oh,
knows Loki doesn't do shit with, just for shits and giggles. There's always something that, he's planning. And I just saw what you wrote. Um, so so Loki's like, "Okay, all right, well, then yeah, I agree to those terms. So go ahead and get to making these awesome gifts." Okay. So he's thinking to himself, these guys probably can't win, so my head's probably okay. But just to be safe, I'm going to stick around here and see what they do. So, how it works for Atri and Brock is Atri says to Brock, "All right, Brock, I need you to go to the bellows here, and I need you to be pumping on this bellow at a consistent rate the entire time that I'm working on this gift. Okay? If you if you are off key or do something wrong in the slightest bit, it will fuck it all up." Brock's like, "All right, I got it. No worries. Go ahead, get to working." So, uh, Brock starts doing his thing. Atri's doing his thing. Well, Loki is able to transform into anything he really wants. So he transforms himself into this fly here, okay? And as Brock is pumping the bellows, Loki in fly form starts to try and pester him and like screw him up, stuff. He says, "You can't, you know."
yeah.
Well, the first gift they actually make it through, and Brock is able to not get pestered by Loki buzzing him around, um, and so the first thing that they actually made uh, worked out just fine. Okay, so Loki's like, All right, well, they got two more. I think I can try this again here." So Atri comes out from behind. He's like, "Great, we got this one. Let's get on to this next one here. Do the same thing, except I need you to pump it just a hair faster on the bellows there." So Atri goes back to doing his thing. Brock starts pumping the bellows, and Loki's like, "Oh, I got to step up here. I can't go easy on Brock this time." So he's still a fly, but as Brock is pumping, he lands on Brock's hands and he starts biting the shit out of his hands. And Brock's like, "Oh God, this stupid fly!" But Brock's pretty good at what he's doing. You know, he can deal with it. So he's able to make it through, and they make the next gift, and it's fine. So Loki's not feeling too good about this now. He's like, "Shit, I'm basically fucked now. If I can't get him to screw up this last gift here." So Atri comes out and says, "All right, Brock, last gift here. Let's really hammer this one home. I have this is going to be my favorite one right now. This is it. All right, so I need you to not screw up anything." Brock says, "All right, cool, get to it." I don't know why Brock never said, "Hey, there's this fly that's like buzzing around here and just like biting the shit out of me," but I feel like that could have probably helped some
Yeah.
situation, you know. But anyway, so Brock gets back to pumping the bellows, and Atri's doing his thing, and fucking Loki's like, "I'm going all in this time. I'm not screwing around." Loki freaking flies right into Brock's eyes, and like he gets up underneath his eyelids and starts like, buzzing around and shit up in his eyelids and like biting the inside of his eyes. It's bad. Like there's blood flowing down Brock's face. It's getting really bad. Okay, and like he's pumping and he's like, "Oh, I can't let go of the bellows or else screw things up." And Atri's yelling out, "I'm almost done. We're just about there." And blood is just all over Brock's face, and at the very last second, on the very last pump, he doesn't get a full pump in because he finally has to let go of the bellow and like rub his face and get this thing out of his eyes. Uh, so Loki, flies the fuck out of his face and gets out of there, thinking, "Oh, sweet, I got him now. This is it." And Nature comes out of the other room where he was working, and he says, "What the fuck? Brock, you screwed this up. What the hell is this? Look, you screwed this whole thing up." And Brock's like, "I'm sorry, man. Look at my face. Did you look at my face?" Atri should have been like, "Why didn't you tell me beforehand?" But it is what it is. These are the three gifts that they made, and so that's just what they have to do. So Brock and Atri make the trip to uh, Asgard, where all the gods are waiting. They've been pre-told by Loki that, "Hey, we're getting some gifts to you guys," and like he didn't mention anything to like Odin or anything about like Sif's hair or what this was for. Only Thor really kind of knows what's going on here. So the gods are waiting for the sons of Ivaldi to show up, and they're waiting for Brock and Atri to show up, and they do. Well, Loki's like, "All right, check this out, guys. We got some awesome gifts for you. What do we have for you? Come on down, Sons of Ivaldi. Yeah." So, so yeah, it's so Ivaldi, the Sons of Ivaldi get to to come up first here, and their first gift. This is pretty cool. So the first gift is for one of the gods. His name is Freyr. Okay, um, and it's a ship that can fold up and be put into one's pocket. It's pretty cool. This is a badass ship, okay? It always has favorable winds in its sail, and it can sail on air and water. That's a pretty badass gift,
Hmm.
Pretty sweet.
Yes. Very
And
helpful.
Freyr's like, "Oh, sweet. This is pretty awesome. I like it. Awesome. Great." Okay. Second gift. This one's for Odin. All right. Odin is like the father of the gods. He's the big guy. Um, So they make him a spear called Gungnir. Okay? It can be thrown and it will never miss its mark. And oaths taken on it cannot be broken. It's a pretty awesome spear, especially being able to throw without it ever being missing its mark. So the one thing that's not told in this story is that Odin only has one eye because he poked it out for a different reason. So accuracy for Odin isn't, really very high with only one eye. So having a spear that can be thrown and make it and never miss is pretty awesome. But the final gift that the Sons of Vivaldi made was actually the hair of gold, and Odin's like, oh, well, this is hair of gold, but I mean, who really needs this? And doesn't Thor then like, hey, Sif, why don't you come out here, And she comes out, she's got a bald head, and everyone's like, oh my God, what happened? My God, Jesus Christ, you know? And don't look at me. But they put the golden hair on Sif, and she's like, so like before, she was the most beautiful goddess of them all, and now she's got golden hair. So, I mean, it just really hammered home
Hmm.
how awesome it was for her. And they're like, yeah, this is it. And, Loki's feeling pretty good about himself right now. Uh, so now Odin was like, all right, well, these are some pretty awesome gifts here. So, but let's take a look and see what Atri and Brock made for us here. So, Atri presents the first gift. Um, they call it Gullinbursti. It is a super fast golden boar for Freyr. So they would use it to run, like run. It was a super fast thing. He could ride it and shit. Okay, so this is a golden boar. Pretty sweet, for a gift. Golden boar that's super fast, faster than any horse or anything like that. Faster than the uh, the ship that he got from the Sons of Vivaldi. So that's pretty cool. All right. So then after that, they present to Odin uh, a golden arm ring called Dropnir. What's cool about this golden ring? It's an arm ring, okay? That every 9 days it will drip 8 more golden rings of the same kind every 9 days. It's pretty cool, So he can give these out to people. This is a treasure from Odin, and it just continues to make wealth. Pretty
Oh,
badass.
okay.
Yeah, pretty cool. But the last treasure, uh, before Brock has any, or before Loki or anyone has anything to say, Brock's like, "All right, everyone, this is our last treasure here. This is pretty much it. I'm pretty proud of it, but check this out." So he pulls from his bag of gifts here, uh, Mjolnir. Okay, now what went wrong with this gift was that Mjolnir should have been a full-fledged, long-handled warhammer, okay? So like this handle should have been almost, half as tall as Thor was with the big hammer at the end of it. But because of Loki screwing him up, the handle came up short.
Okay.
So that's what happened. And he hands it to Thor. He says, "This is for you." It is a short-handled warhammer, but it can break through anything that you throw in its path. Its strikes will produce lightning, and when it's thrown, it will always return back to you. Now, I know Brock says that it's not a long handled Warhammer, but it's as good as it gets. It's not as grand as it could have been, is basically what he says.
Mm.
Well, Thor takes a look at it and he scoffs. He's like, "Oh, this thing fits perfectly in my hands. In my hand, He's like, this is pretty sweet. You're telling me that I can throw this thing anywhere I want and it'll come back to me. Yep, that's what happens. Do you know how many spears and and shit that I've thrown I've lost? This is perfect. It's gonna come back to me every time. Yeah, yeah, oh yeah. Um, Thor's just super, super excited about this, and even Odin's like, "Oh boy, that's awesome. That's as cool as I'll never have
Mm.
that anything as cool as that. This is the winner right here. We love this. Awesome, Thor, you win. You win the cool thing. Brock and Atri, you guys are the winners." Loki's like, "Oh shit." So, uh, Loki tries to say, "Hey, listen, check these stuff out. There's you got this ship, and The hair. Don't forget the hair. But everyone's like, no, Mjolnir is it. It's so awesome. It's so badass. Well, it doesn't work, and it's pretty clear that Brock and Atri are the winners. So they come back or come up to Odin. They're like, all right, well, we made this wager with Loki that if we won, we get to take his head. And Loki's like, well, no, you don't. And he turns into a eagle, and he like fucking tears off. Well,
Oh!
yeah. Thor's like, well, let's try this thing out right now. He whips it at Loki, flying off into the distance, and knocks that fucker down out of the air. And Mjolnir comes flying right back to him, basically cementing how awesome this thing is for him.
Mhm.
And Loki lands, falls to the ground, lands right in front of him. And think of like Tom Hiddleston's Loki, like getting fallen and, stumbling back up, thinking, oh, that didn't work, you know.
Mhm.
So Brock's like, all right, well, I have to take your head. That was my thing. Well, Loki's like, all right, well, you can have my head, but you can't cut my neck. That was not part of the deal. You can't even touch any part of my neck. Brock's like, well, how am I supposed to get your head then? Well, I guess you can't take my head, he says. Brock's like, oh shit, he's right. And even Odin's like, yeah, he's got you there, Brock. Well, Brock walks up to Odin. He whispers in his ear a different plan, and Odin's like, I'll allow it. So Loki's like, what? What do you mean? Well, Brock comes down to Loki. He gets out a sewing needle and some thread, and he sews Loki's mouth shut.
Oh.
And that's basically like a punishment because Loki's voice was like his weapon kind of
Mhm.
thing, and now his mouth has been sewn shut, and it was sewn shut for I think I think they say like hundreds or thousands of years, so it was a big deal. It was a pretty big deal, and that's how Thor came to get his awesome uh, hammer of war, his Mjolnir, the cool badass, coolest thing ever kind of deal. So that is the story of the treasure of the gods, and it's pretty cool. I've been listening to a lot of the stories, and then I listened to like Amon Amarth, super heavy metal, and there's an awesome song, and I'll put it. There's actually a song that they made that goes with this story. Um, Obviously, with the song, it's a lot more focused and a shorter version of it, but it's badass. You got to listen to it. I'll post it so you can see the words and all that. But yeah, it's called Mjolnir, Hammer of Thor. So you got to give it a listen because it's badass. And that's I go through all of their songs and I read the lyrics now and just get really super into all of it.
Nice. That's
It
fun.
it is. It's cool
Yeah.
stuff for sure. For sure. But yeah, and on that note, guys, don't forget to get on Amazon here. Um, and actually, you might have to search for this. It's another one. It's called Thor and Lady Sif's Milk Chocolate Anus Candy. It's
For
available
couples
now.
to enjoy.
It's couples
Couples.
couples only. Put what you have to do is get into the regular anus candy and type in the promo section, the Adam and Eddie Dumb Show, and hopefully that works. I think we're
I
working on
really
that,
hope it.
but
Yeah. So did you watch the Loki show?
I did.
I
I
whenever you
thought
start
that was really good.
when you start talking about him cutting Sif's hair, I was like, oh, I've heard of this kind of, and that was
Hmm.
fun to hear more of it.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause they didn't really
I
go into a lot. They were just like, oh, his whole bad day thing was cutting Sif's hair, but not why. And then why
that's
why it was gonna be bad.
yes, yeah. Why was going to be really bad because, like I said, Thor is quick to anger in actual Norse mythology. He's not like the level-headed Thor that you see in the Marvel movies. Um, so yeah, he would have just beat the ever living fuck
Yeah.
out of Loki all day long if he had to. Um, so yeah, yeah, it's really cool that Loki series was pretty good. I wasn't sure how well I'd like Owen Wilson in it when I saw the commercials or the
Oh
trailers
yeah,
for
I
it.
was worried it was gonna be terrible whenever I
Yeah,
saw him.
no, but no, I liked his character. I was able to look past Owen Wilson and just see him for his character that he is. You
I
know,
mean, if I don't get a shot of him on a jet ski though, I'm a rage.
I know. He needs a jet ski now, right? That was a good show. I recommend everyone give that a shot. Um, yeah, my friends from work actually are watching it now too. Uh,
Nice.
so they're getting through that. And so like spoiler alert, I guess for everyone. He's ba- he's basically responsible for the multiverse.
I was gonna say if people don't watch Loki, they're not gonna know a lot coming up really quick. You
Yeah.
need to watch what the at least end of WandaVision, Loki,
Ooh, I
and
need to.
then
Really? WandaVision? Ugh.
yeah, Wanda's gonna tie into the multiverse a lot too.
Oh crap.
Yeah,
Oh, I watched about half of that.
she kinda kick-started that. Spoiler, sorry.
Crap. Well, then now I have to go watch it
Yeah.
for
It
sure. I watched half of it and I was like, yeah, I didn't care.
where did you stop at?
Um, they were trying the people on the outside were trying to get in, and I think they did infiltrate. And then you see like the beekeeper dude. That was him
Ah,
getting in.
is that where you stopped? Because
That's
like,
where I stopped.
the week after, it starts to get crazy.
That's what everyone was telling me. Like, dude, you
Yeah.
stopped at the wrong time.
Yeah, you needed to go another episode. Because after that, it turns into, like, cliffhanger central.
Oh, great. Okay. Well, at least it's
Yeah,
good from there on out.
it's all out now, so you can
Yeah.
I don't know if you stopped while it was live or
No.
not. So at least you
No.
could watch it all in, like, I don't know, 3 hours?
Yeah. What about the Winter Soldier, Captain America one or whatever?
That that only had a tie into, the Black Widow movie
Okay.
at the
Gotcha.
very end, the end credits.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I want to watch that one. I
But,
just haven't had the drive to.
it'll probably tie in more to Hawkeye, actually.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So if you're gonna watch Hawkeye, I would watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier,
Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That's what it is. Yep. Okay.
and if you didn't watch Black Widow, I'd pop on Black Widow.
Oh,
I think we talked about Black Widow.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
That was one of the movies I'd actually gone in to see. So, yeah, we'll definitely have to do that. Um, but you have to watch Yellowstone.
Yeah, I have it down. I have
That's
watched
the
Jack and Jill and Yellowstone.
yeah. The new season is actually starting like either next week or the week after that.
I don't know if
So,
I'll catch up in time.
oh, you will if you start watching it. You won't be able to put it down. You won't be able to put it down.
Mm. I'll have to,
So,
I'll have to see if Sigourney's interested first. That whole
oh, the first like 10 minutes had me hooked. I was like, holy crap, why had I not watched this? I was very surprised that I had not watched it yet.
I'll have to see if she started it at all, and
Hmm.
then if she had and didn't like it, I'll just watch it on my own.
Speaking of watching things on your own and doing things on your own, would you ever play Phasmophobia on your own?
I have a hard time doing that. Just the atmosphere sound when you walk in there gets me, and
Yeah,
I I would probably panic too much.
yeah,
I couldn't play on the harder difficulties, that's for sure. Maybe amateur, but there's
yeah.
no way I could go in there on professional on my own.
I wish, yeah, the amateur one is like you don't get the revenants or anything on that one, right, or something like that. You don't get the scary, super scary
It
ones.
just takes a long time for it to get scary.
Yeah,
Like, you
yeah.
have 5 minutes to set up everything, and then sanity drains a lot slower.
Mhm. I like
Um,
I like that setting. That's my favorite setting.
now we've been playing on the new nightmare difficulty,
Oh god.
and you don't get to see what your sanity is in the truck. You don't
Uh,
get to see what the ghost activity is.
mm,
You can only find two of the three evidence of the ghost.
okay.
It'll never show the third, so you have to use deduction to guess
Oh
what it is.
no. Okay. Gotcha.
So you have to like study what kind of ghost it is, and then try and be like, oh, this one's attracted to this, and this is it's
Mm-hmm.
coming towards this person whenever they have their flashlight on or something.
Oh.
If it starts to hunt and it kills somebody, usually the hunt would stop. This time it just keeps going. It makes it longer and it goes straight to the next person, like its last
Yeah,
known
I
area.
don't want no. No.
So
I'm already out. I'm out.
before we started recording, that's why I said I had I forgot how the game mechanics work.
Mm-hmm.
We were in a house. My two friends were hiding in a separate room because I was upstairs, they were downstairs. So when it started to hunt, I went into the kitchen and hid behind the cabinet in the dining room, and they went into
Mm-hmm.
a bedroom and hid. Well,
Broke
one
off.
one person died,
Oh.
and while he was we play on we don't even play how you're supposed to play because we use Discord.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can
'Cause-
still hear yourselves
so we can
after they
still
die. Yeah.
yeah. So whenever he died, he was like, "Shelby, turn off your flashlight." And I heard her say, "Oh shit!" And I heard her dying. And
No.
even though that he just like it was like 2 seconds apart, like they both died.
Yeah.
Because like whenever the ghost kills somebody,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't stop the ghost. It just splits off into another ghost and it keeps going.
Oh. No. So yeah, she was right
So, so,
there, and
so like he
yeah.
died and she immediately died too. So whenever I heard the death sounds, I just turned my flashlight on, forgetting that it's going to keep hunting.
Oh no.
And as soon as I turned it on, everything in the dining room started to flicker. My light started to go, and I was like, "Shit, shit, 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 shit!" Turned it off, and I had hands around my throat
Ah.
immediately.
Oh my god. Yep. Dude, I cannot imagine doing that in VR. I don't. I would break something. I would throw my headset off and
So
throw it
you were
away.
probably run into a wall.
Yeah. Oh my god. No. Yeah, because I would try and run faster than it runs in
Yeah.
game. Oh my god. It would be freaking just too much sensory overload, and I would pee my pants. I would pee my pants. I
I mean,
would.
I wouldn't fault you at all for
Yeah.
that.
No.
Did we talk about that game giving me night terrors the last time we
No. No.
podcast?
What happened? What?
So
Oh, I can imagine. I don't blame it. You know, that's
so so the Halloween update came out with the nightmare mode and the new ghosts and all this stuff.
okay.
And usually when I play that game, I've had to go down and start playing at like had to start playing at like 7:30 or 8, and then like 10 o'clock's the cutoff time, so I can like have wind down time
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
forget that
Put
I played it.
put on my little pony or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Scroll TikTok for like 3 hours.
Yeah. Find
Sorry.
some funny videos.
Yeah. This night, uh, the Halloween update, which I think was the 25th or 26th, I was off, and so was one of the friends I was playing with that I mentioned.
Yeah.
Uh, we started playing at like I don't know 6, 7 o'clock, and
Okay.
probably didn't stop playing until 11:30 midnight or so.
Oh. Oh boy. Did Sig already go to
Oh
bed and
yes,
all
yes.
that? Yeah.
Sigourney's in bed at like
Yeah.
9:30 or so.
Oh god.
So I go to bed. Like I don't even do anything. I'm just like, oh, I gotta go to bed. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Go to bed.
You didn't get that eye bleach afterwards.
Nope, just went straight to sleep. So
Ah.
and it was that fun time of probably in between like 3 and 4 in the morning where the spooky
Yep.
things are supposed to happen.
Yeah, witching hour.
Yeah.
Yep.
Uh, I don't know if I was dreaming or if I was awake,
Oh god.
but I felt
Well, you're
myself
good.
wake up and I had like this instant feeling of like dread and terror. in my body,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I just kept my eyes closed. I closed my eyes. I was like, I'm not looking around this
Just
room.
nope.
I don't care. I'm just gonna lay here and I will fall back asleep whether I'm awake or dreaming.
Sure, yeah. You tell yourself, if it's gonna kill me, I'm gonna die. That's it.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
accepting it.
I'm not looking around. If there's something crawling at the end of my bed, I don't care.
I'm just yeah. Yep.
It's gonna get me.
This it's my time.
Yeah.
You
And
just get
if,
it. It's my time.
if people
I'm all right
listening
with this.
don't know the game, you go
Oh.
into abandoned houses with a team or solo, like Adam wants me to do, and you try and hunt uh, the ghosts in the house. So you'll go in with like a little,
It's not like they're floating around and it's oh, there's a ghost. No, it's
and
not
yeah,
like
no,
that at
they're
all.
hidden. You don't see them, and like,
Unless they want you to see them.
yeah. So you'll have like a little radio dude, and you can be like, you just say phrases. I don't even like to say the phrases because
Not
the
on
la-
nightmare mode.
because well no like the whenever I realized I needed to have that eye bleach part,
Uh-huh.
I would have bad nightmares and like just freak
Oh,
myself out.
yeah.
And I was like, I don't think I like saying the phrases anymore, so I'm gonna try and not
Don't
say
say
the phrases
yeah, because
because
it sets you off.
it's similar to what like you would do with like an actual Ouija board, what you would say.
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe there's something being conjured up in this house now. So we're just gonna not ask.
Dear Ghost, how do you feel about the vaccines?
Well, now I will like cuss the ghost out in the game. I'll tell it to eat shit and die.
Yes.
But
You have to.
I'm not
You
gonna
gotta take the you gotta be the dominant person in this relationship.
I'm not gonna say a name and then ask where it's at. I'll say, "Where are you?" sometimes, but I'm not
Yeah.
gonna say a name and
Uh,
then.
okay. Yeah, that does sound kind of
But
like a bitch.
you can find floating orbs in the game, or
Hmm.
a little EMF
Or
thing will go up to 5, or they'll throw a cup at you
yep.
and
Some
then jump
sometimes
at you and scream.
a light will flash and all you see in front of you is a faceless creature that is just a huge mouth with rows and rows of teeth,
So,
you know?
Adam, they've actually added a new feature with the lights.
Oh god.
They will glow really bright and they'll just explode with a loud, annoying sound.
Oh, oh, no. Why did they do that? Why are they
That one
doing this to people?
that one's at the new campground place mostly.
Ah, God.
They have a campsite place.
I gotta you know what? I gotta play with you guys again,
Oh,
and we gotta stream it.
you could probably use this mic.
I
What you're using.
Do you like this one? Does this
I
one
do.
sound a little better? Okay,
Yeah.
good, good. I thought about getting a professional one, not a professional one, but they had a $50 one at Walmart.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I was looking at one of those what do
it's
they
like a
call it?
stand-up ones.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
snow something maybe. I can't remember what they're called.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, it says for podcasting right on the
Yeah.
box, so
Yeah.
I thought that wouldn't be a bad idea. But this clip-on one is not too bad. So, um, I got one last story for you here before we try and close it up. So at work, we since we're a screen printing and embroidery place, we get calls from places over in India and
Oh.
Asia. They're called digitizers. So what digitizers are, we'll send them a vector design, like somebody's logo,
Yeah.
and they'll take it and create it and digitize it, um, which makes it a file that our embroidery machines can read where the stitches go and all that. So they're called digitizers. Okay.
Okay. I'm with you.
So we probably get like 3 or 4 calls a day from different digitizers saying, and this is not me being like racist or anything. This is exactly how they sound. Hello, do you want digitizing service from us? We are this, we are that. That's exactly what they sound like. Okay, so after a while, because I'm the one who normally handles all those calls, and I got so tired of just saying no so many times. So yesterday I took a call from one, and this was like at pretty close to the end of the day. It was like 4:45. And we get out at 5. So I answered the phone, and I've noticed we'll get a bunch of different digitizers calling us, but they all are using the same script. They'll say hello. They know my name already. They're like, "Hello, Adam. Um, do you remember me? We talked about embroidery. Do you have any designs for us today?
Yeah.
And and like I'm just tired of saying no and hanging up. So I was like, first of all, I was like, no, we don't have anything for you, and we're not gonna have anything for you ever. And the guy's like, oh, okay. Well, how many designs do you send out a day? And I said, this is where I got off script. I said, I'll tell you what, I got a question for you. Think about Chris Pratt being the new Super Mario. And he says, what? Excuse me? I said, Chris Pratt, the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy, he's gonna be the new goddamn Mario. He says, who, Maria? I said, no, Super Mario. He's the new Super Mario. He says, "Oh, I don't know." And then I was like, "And then Jack Black's gonna be the new Bowser." And he says, "Okay." I I don't think they have an idea of certain pop culture things going on over here in the States. So I don't know. I really don't know if he knew what I was talking about this new movie coming up, but I was like, yeah, it's this new movie, and I'm kind of pissed off about it. And he's like, oh, okay, yeah, yeah, that's not good. That's not good. And I said, yeah, yeah. I said, what's your favorite movie? And he's like, um, do you know Life of Pi? And I was like, yeah, oh yeah, that's a good movie. Oh yeah, very good. I love the stunning graphics on that. And I was like, do you really think there was animals in his boat? He's like, no, I don't think that was a real story. And I said, I don't think that was a real tiger that they used in the movie. He's like, yeah, no, I don't think so either. But I was like, it could have been. They used real dinosaurs in Jurassic Park. He says, oh, okay. Like I am like baffling him by now. He's like, he doesn't know where to go with this. He doesn't even try to get back onto topic. He's like, he's like, he says, do you know, he starts going off on his own now. He's starting to riff on me. He's like, do you know, Mia Khalifa? And
Oh my god.
I was, and I was like, yeah, oh yeah, I said. And he says, oh, you naughty boy. I hear someone behind him start busting out laughing, and then he hangs up on me.
Oh. We know who he wants to play Princess Peach, I guess.
Like everyone was there, and they were listening to me, riffing with this guy. They were all just cracking up laughing, and it was just hilarious. It was a good time.
If he calls back, uh, ask him what he thinks about Chris Pratt being the new Garfield.
He's the new Garfield. Yeah, that's right. He's gonna be the new
Yeah,
Garfield now.
he
Yeah,
got
it's
announced
gonna
as
piss me
Garfield.
off too. I'll be like, listen,
This this fucking Chris Pratt.
who's he thinks he is? Does he think he's Bill Murray?
Well, I'm sure Bill Murray will gladly give Garfield.
He took Garfield because he thought it was the Farley brothers from like Dumb and
Yeah,
Dumber or
yeah,
something.
he thought it was the fancy ones from No Country for
For
Old
old men.
Men. Yeah,
Yeah.
he thought it was those brothers, and it was fucking different one.
Like, well, he got roped into that. But now it's up to Chris Pratt to revive the Garfield franchise. I don't think that's gonna happen, but you know what I think is gonna happen? I think you're gonna go down to Amazon there and get yourself a pack of these chocolate edible anuses from Amazon for 13.99.
Send him to Chris Pratt.
Send them to Chris Pratt. Say thank you for taking the mantle up for Garfield, and good luck with Mario.
We
That's
have
what
to
I would say.
stop. We have to stop Chris Pratt before he gets two more major voice roles
This is
and
not
snaps
good.
us.
This is not good.
He's
He's
got
gonna.
he's got Onward, Mario, Garfield, and the Lego
Oh
dude.
God, does he know? I mean, if he just stuck to Jurassic Park and Guardians of the Galaxy, he'd be good. He would.
I mean, he could probably just stick with one of them, and he'd be.
You tell me you don't like Jurassic Park,
First one
Jurassic
was good.
World,
Jurassic
Jurassic
World.
World.
Jurassic World was good. I don't
Listen,
know if I cared for that
it's
last one.
it's doing the same thing that the first ones did. Everyone hated the second one, and then the third one came out, and they're like, "Well, maybe the second one wasn't so bad compared to the third one."
I was gonna say, I was like, wait, I thought everyone hated the third one.
Fans of the books didn't really like any of them because they weren't like the books, but you know. All right, hey, why don't we call it a night here tonight?
Yeah, I
And
gotta work in the morning.
yeah,
Stupid.
stupid work.
Soon. Soon though.
Deets will come out
What?
because you haven't told me the deets on your work. So
Uh Let me wait till my work announces it.
okay, all
I
right,
don't know if they've announced it at all to other people yet. I doubt anyone from work's listening to this currently.
that's all right. No, we're gonna keep it under wraps because it'll be another thing
Yeah.
to talk about. We'll keep
Yes.
it up. Yeah. Are you working with the Penguins?
Oh, that'd
You
be
tell me. You
nice.
tell me right now.
Yeah, so I have a confession to make before I leave.
Okay. All right.
I'm
Confession
a
time.
I'm a gambling degenerate. All right.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
I get into the FanDuels and the DraftKings and
Who you betting on tonight?
tonight I have sadly I picked the Oilers over the Rangers and that's not looking very good.
Mm-mm. No.
So they're going to kill my parlay because I took the Oilers, Canucks, Ducks, and Jets. Jets smack the Blackhawks 5-1. Ducks
Yeah.
are up 3-0 on the Coyotes. Canucks are up 2-1.
Yeah.
One more period for the Oilers. But so yesterday, news broke of Crosby having COVID.
Yeah.
News broke of Dumo having COVID.
Mm-hmm.
News broke of
And
Sullivan having
Sully.
COVID.
Yep. You're like, you're
And
thinking to yourself,
I hadn't
this is
really heard anything about Letang or Yari at the time I had placed said bet. And I said, you know what? I like money, and I'm sorry, Penguins.
how dare you bet against your Pens? How dare you?
I'm betting on the Flyers.
I and especially against the Flyers.
Yeah.
Exactly. What the hell are you doing?
So I've had to officially put the Penguins on my do not bet list
Just
because
can't get a good read on them.
I've bet against them twice and I've bet on them 3 times, and
Yeah.
I'm 0 for 5.
Uh,
I can't figure them
uh,
out.
dude, I
um,
don't. Yeah, they're a hard team right now to figure out because there's nothing certain.
I
There's
picked
nothing certain about them.
I picked them to beat. I picked Toronto to beat them when Letang was announced out, and they
Yeah.
won. And they won like 7-1.
Yeah.
I'm like,
What?
how are you going to score more goals without your
Well,
best players? Oh, and it was Jeff Carter. Jeff Carter and Letang were out the same game, and I was like,
yep.
oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
number one centers Evan Rodriguez. Yeah, this is slam
Yeah.
dunk. Toronto all the way.
I don't feel good about Evan Rodriguez really ever, but Yeah, that's.
But
I
that's
can't believe
my
you would bet
yeah,
against our guys. Yeah, don't bet on. Just leave them alone because it doesn't feel good even when you do bet against them.
no.
It doesn't. Even when you're like, this is a shoe in that they're going to lose this, you don't feel good because you don't want them to lose.
I feel bad
You
enough
know,
betting against Flurry the past 2 weeks. Every
dude,
time every time I see the Blackhawks playing, I'm like, I'm not betting on them.
yeah, how bad was it that when he came back to Pittsburgh to play? I felt so
For 4
bad.
minutes.
I felt so bad. I'm like, don't do this to
Yeah,
Flurry. Just stop shooting the puck. Just stop shooting the puck. Leave him alone.
just being bullies.
Yeah, Pig was being big boys and poop out.
Speaking of bullies, as we roll out of here, don't forget to send your bully some edible anus milk chocolate candy from Amazon, featured on
And
our Twitter at
uh,
the hell is our Twitter, Adam?
Adam and Eddie Dumb Show or A and E Dumb Show.
I think it's A. Yep.
A and E Dumb
No,
Show at
A.
A
No,
and
A.E. Dumb Show. Just
A E Dumb
A.E.
Show.
Damn.
We should just make all of those
Yeah.
Twitters.
Do we
Oh
have
wait,
any?
we're good.
Do we have any listener engagement to give?
You know what? I don't know yet. Maybe with this third episode here. Do you
If you
think
have
we
any
should?
good, if you have any good bets, please send me bets. I'd like to make money, please.
What do you think we should call the podcast tonight?
That's what I put in the. That's what I thought my comment was going to be for.
I like that. Thor and Lady
Oh,
Sif's milk
milk
chocolate
chocolate.
anus candy. That
Yeah,
you're right. You're right. That's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
That's got to be it.
Because
Okay.
you had a nice story that I enjoyed, and
Yeah. Right.
our
I
sponsor.
broadened your knowledge horizon. I'll come up. I'll give you guys another one some other time. Maybe I won't be so long. I was long winded. I know.
It was
So
only like 20 minutes. Heckle.
yeah. Heckle them.
They're
Show
not.
them Thor's
Sigourney's
anus.
not doing nothing. She can sit there and listen to it
Yeah. And she'll learn something.
for once.
She'll learn something. Okay. Great. All right, everyone. Well, thanks for sticking with us again for our another episode, our third annual episode.
Bear with us for the holidays. We need to
Yeah,
figure out
yeah, schedules might be a
recording.
little crazy, but we'll get it when we can. So, yeah. All right, everyone. Thank you for listening, and get yourself some of those chocolate anus candies. Good night,
Share
Eddie.
and subscribe. Good night, Adam.
I love you.
I mean,
Uh,
I do
oh,
love
this
you.
is weird. Okay, good. I thought you weren't gonna say it. All right. Night, dude.
Night. Yeah, get the fuck out of here, Craig.